Lyrically, I just think it was one of those God things where sometimes you hear a lyric on a song and and I've talked to writers about this, some of the guys that have written these kinds of songs, and they always tell me the same thing. It was a God thing. I was just the vessel. The words came in and they came out through my pen and that's what Dave told me about this song. But the story about the song, where Dave was buying his mom a car and went for a test drive with his mother, and the salesman was with him, and he started talking about asking her just small talk, where are you from? And she said she was from Arlington, and he said, I have a son in Arlington, and then started telling the whole story about how his father was a Marine, and he was a Marine, and then his son was a Marine, and his son got killed in Afghanistan, and the whole story. And then immediately after hearing the story, he reached out to Jeremy Spillman, and they sat down and wrote the song about exactly the story that David Nixon had told them. And it just killed me. It was so powerful. And so I had to record it. And so Scott Henderson and I recorded that song. And then after we did, I said, I'm not going to release this song. I'm not going to put it on an album unless I get the blessing from the family. So we called them, reached out. We found them, reached out to them, and the whole family came down to his office, and we played the song for him. And it was an intense hour or so that we spent together. And everybody cried, and we got their blessing. And so we did the song. But I have so much respect and reverence for that piece of music that there are very few times you'll hear me do that song live. I do it sometimes at the request of veterans organizations, and usually it's those type of events that I'll perform the song. I do it on Memorial Day weekend. Sometimes I do it on Veterans Day. But I very seldom do that song, and the reason is because I won't subject it to an audience that I don't think is going to pay it the respect and the reverence that it deserves. I won't play it in front of a room full of drunks. I won't play it at festivals. I won't play it anywhere where I think that people won't pay attention to it and listen to it, because I'm afraid that if I did that song in front of a crowd that didn't pay it the right respect, I'd probably stop and just jump off stage and kick somebody's ass. Because that's how I feel about that. I'm that protective of that song.